Portal Fantasy is an adventure RPG creature collector with puzzle elements. It was released April 16th, 2025, and I received a key for it on Keymailer. Like Skystead Ranch, I have a time limit for making a video on the game, so I'll be going over my experience with it so far. One of the first things I want to get out of the way is that there's only one save file available, which is saved locally on your computer. Unfortunately, this means that my save data was erased when my son started a new game on his Steam account using my computer. This has been brought to the devs' attention, and they said multiple save files will be added later, but I just want to make this clear to anyone who plays Portal Fantasy and shares a computer with family or friends. You play as a child who was invited to become a student at the Porble Academy. Porbles are magical creatures in this world that can be tamed and trained to fight. You have a choice of 3 Porbles to choose from initially, which includes the Axolotl, which my son chose, the Groovy, and the Charpop. Once you choose your first Porble, you can go and collect as many as you want. Depending on the area you're in, different Porbles will pop up for battle, and you can choose to fight them or catch them. In order to catch them, you usually need to bring their HP down and then use a scroll to capture them. And in this area, my Porbles are way too strong, so they'll one-hit KO anything that pops up. So let's go to a different area. In order to go to other areas, you need to have at least one Porble with you, and the way to get to different areas is to go through this portal. Once you choose the portal, you'll have a few different places you can go, unlocking more the further you get into the story. Each area will have different Porbles available for you to catch. They will also show you any quests you have for that area, along with ingredients you can choose, which I will go over later. So right now, I'm going to go to the Twilight Cave since the stronger Porbles are there and I shouldn't kill them with one hit. So to catch a Porble, you have to lower its HP, and then use a scroll to catch it. If you're lucky, you'll be able to catch it, otherwise it will break out and you either need to lower its health more or try again. Originally, when I played this, the catching rate was very, very low, and I often had to use multiple scrolls even if the enemy had like 2 HP left. Luckily, I brought this up to the devs as well, and they changed it so it's easier to catch them. In battle, you have a few different options of what you can choose to do. You have your attack down here, which is the spacebar. You can defend with A, or you can run away with D. S is for the reckless mode, which is basically a frenzy where you attack consistently. Every time you attack, these little bars will fill up, and these are special attacks that you can use to do a lot of damage. If you want to swap out your Porbles, you just do this, and then select whichever one you want to go into battle. Each Porble has its own elemental type. Some are stronger against others, some are weaker against others, how they usually go in these types of games. A lot of the environments have puzzle elements to get through them, and they also have a lot of dangers pretty much everywhere. There are things that will hurt you, there are puzzles that you need to solve, things to jump over, etc. Basically, any damage that your character takes will then be carried over to your Porbles, so if you get hurt by something, their health will go down. A lot of these puzzle elements include jumping over dangers, trying to get past them, and not taking damage. You are able to jump, which you can use to your advantage. Or not. Sometimes you'll need to push switches to open gates, like that. Sometimes you'll need to pull levers to open gates as well. I don't remember what that one does. It does something. And if you end up taking too much damage and dying, you just get sent right back to Valeria, which is the main city hub. In town, there are a few shops that you can go to. You can buy scrolls at the Portable Academy from Gigi. You can purchase potions from the cat named Marcus. You can also purchase clothing from a shop called Enchantra. Or Enchantra. Enchantra? Entrant? From this girl. Make sure that you check everything you come across because sometimes you can interact with it and get a free item. If any of your portables are knocked out while you still have another one alive, you are able to use an awakening potion to wake them up. If their health is low, you have a bunch of different health potions to choose from. There are also more items that can help you in fights, such as bombs, which do damage, potions that give them stat boosts, and that's about it for now. Other items you receive are materials. You can either get these by scavenging, defeating portables, catching them, or dispelling them. While you're out in the world, you are able to interact with certain environment items to get more materials as well. Materials are used to create things that can help your portables level up or make items. Portables can be upgraded using enhancements that you crafted, but it can be kind of hard to get all the necessary materials to make them, and they also need to be at a certain majesty level, which is kind of like evolving them. To get materials from a portable, you need a dispel, which gives you this list of things that you can receive from getting rid of them. You're also able to craft dye, which you can use to change your portable's color. Unfortunately, at the time of recording this video, I don't have everything that I need to increase my portable's majesty levels. I need these, but then I also need 6 stones in total, so it might take me a little bit of time to get all of this, and I want to make this video before my deadline, which is tomorrow. So, for now, we're going to be skipping that. You receive quests from different people, which progresses your storyline, but sometimes it can be hard to know where you're supposed to go next or what you're supposed to do. A lot of times for story quests, you just have to look around by yourself and figure out who you need to talk to next. Before you set out for a new area, you want to make sure that you have the portables that you want in your party because you cannot change them once you are in a different area. Sometimes you can interact with the environment, sometimes you can't. So getting around these areas requires some puzzle solving. Before you go into battle, you have your battle belt up at the top. These are 5 items that you can bring into battle with you, so you want to make sure that you have everything in there that you want before you start a battle. One good thing about leveling up is that it restores your HP fully, so you don't have to worry about healing after you level up. This has saved me a few times where I was super close to dying after a battle, but then my portables leveled up. In Terra, you can usually find these fountains that can heal you back to full HP, but they will be empty until you leave the area and then return. Some of the areas can be pretty hard to navigate because they're super dangerous and you have to be very precise with how you move around and not fall off of ledges into the dark abyss. There are also a few bosses that are very, very hard. There was one that I originally could not beat because it kept just destroying me, but I brought it up to the devs and luckily they made him a little bit easier to beat because he was basically one-hit killing all of my portables even though they were super strong. Despite the issues that I found with the game, as soon as I bring it up to the devs, they are immediately on it, which is pretty cool. The game can be difficult, so I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone super young because of how complicated it can be. There is a lot to see and do though, like I've had a lot of fun with this game, the only problem is losing all of my save data. When my son plays on his computer, he'll probably have to start a new game since the save data is saved locally on computers rather than in the Steam cloud. Portal Fantasy does have its fair share of flaws, but luckily it is being worked on actively. The devs are listening to people who are posting on the community board. They are working to make it better and make things work better. It's not complete, but it is fun. If you play it right now, you will have fun. I can't say for how long because I had to restart the game over because my son started over. So I'm not too sure how far it really goes at this moment, but I'm sure I've just barely begun to scratch the surface. On both of our games alone so far, we've probably done about 9 hours each, so that's about 18 hours played total. There is a fair bit of grinding to be done, however, especially with some of the bosses. They can be very difficult at times, and you'll also need materials to make your portable stronger, so there will be times that you'll need to just farm and grind, put on something, listen to it as you walk back and forth, and just destroy and capture any portables you come across. As for the story, it's not very strong right now, at least not to me. Like, there is some stuff going on, but not enough to form a very solid storyline. Right now, I'm mostly just going around helping people, finding out strange things are happening, seeing bad guys, all that kind of stuff. It is a fun game, though. I like the art style, I like the look of the portables, like, it's really fun. It's $20 right now. I'm not sure how I feel about that price. considering the issues it's been having, but I'm sure that eventually it will definitely be worth $20. If you're interested in the game but you're not sure about it, I would say definitely play the demo first just to get a feel for it. There are some lag issues when in battle for some reason. I'm not too sure why that is, though. It usually goes away once I go back to the map, but then it'll just pop up randomly during some battles. I think that's going to be about it for my video. There's still a lot that I haven't covered, probably, but there's a lot going on in this game. Right now, I'm not super invested in it since it's not the save file that I want to be playing on, but later on I will be going back and actually taking it more seriously. So it is a fun game, it does have some issues. If you play it and run into any issues, make sure you let the devs know so they can fix it. And that'll do it for here. Thank you everyone for watching.